The name Howard the Duck usually brings one of two responses, those being,
Who?
or a simple,
Oh, God!
both these can be attributed to the complete bomb of a film produced by George Lucas, Howard the Duck. Since that atrocity, it seems when people think of Howard, they only see a short man in a duck costume. Well, I'm here to help change that stigma with this installment of Better Know a Hero. Howard the Duck was a character created by Steve Gerber and artist Val Mayerik. Originally, he was created as nothing more than a sight gag at the end of Adventure into Fear number 19. This graduated into him having his own story at the end of Giant-Sized Man-Thing, and then into his own solo series. Over the years, he's had a few different solo books, limited runs, appeared as a guest in other comics, and recently given another solo title. When he was given his own title originally, the book was treated as a horror parody. He faced foes such as the murderous Hell Cow and the diabolical Man-Frog. After about 27 issues, Gerber decided to change this formula up and created the character how he is known today. Howard is social commentary, written as making fun of the world we live in and even the one he lives in, poking fun at the characters and events around him. There was even one issue where Gerber made a satire of his own difficulties as a writer. You could argue that this character style inspired the now famous character Deadpool, and Howard himself would be at the head of that debate. Unfortunately, the character had his fair share of lawsuits thrown at him. Gerber had issues about creative rights and ended up suing Marvel over Howard. Many comic creators were on Gerber's side, working with him to create parodies of Howard, and he even teamed up with the famous Jack Kirby, co-creator of all the characters you thought Stan Lee created alone, to make a parody of his work called Destroyer Duck. Thankfully, in the late 70s, they came to a settlement. However, around this time, Disney turned its ugly head and decided Howard looked a bit too much like a famous duck they own the rights to. This ended in Howard having to have pants, as seen in the movie and ever since. Only a few issues later, his solo title ended and he himself fizzled into obscurity, only appearing here and there over the years in other titles, a movie that made people ask why, and one Marvel Max series where he was turned into a rat. Since Disney acquired Marvel, there's been hope for a triumphant return. As I'm sure some of you may know if you stayed after the credits of Guardians of the Galaxy, Howard the Duck made a cameo. As mentioned before, he was just given his own solo title. This time, he's a private detective. This is a great way for his character to interact with the strange human world around him, and is already offering tons of laughs and is only a few issues in.
That's it. No more Mr. Nice Duck.
Now that you know the background of the character and how he's not meant to be taken seriously and is even as grounded in reality as the reader is, you might be wondering what powers he may have. Without any disappointment, he is a master of quack fu.
No one laughs at a master of quack fu.
Knows minimal magic thanks to Dr. Strange, who offered to train him, but Howard declined. Has been given iron duck armor, which gives him flamethrowers in both arms, superhuman strength and durability, and foot-mounted leaping coils. Out of all this, the most important fact about him is revealed in Original Sins number 2, which is that he is potentially the smartest character in the entire Marvel Universe. Eat your heart out, Reed Richards. Unfortunately, he never tapped into his brain's full potential because he got a liberal arts degree, and we all know how useless those are. Thanks for listening to this installment of Better Know a Hero. Did you learn something new, or did you know all this already? Comment below and let us know who you want to hear about next. Also, don't forget to like the video at the bottom, as well as subscribing.
Doc?
You know, this is beginning to seriously undermine my self-esteem.